Now, what I'm about to do, I'm gonna share some Doom today. I'm sharing Doom. All right, I made one video, and it didn't come out right. My Doom 64 isn't working, but we'll explain that a little bit in a little bit more detail. Good morning. It's I call it Bunny Day, but it's Easter Sunday, 2025. What's the exact date? The 19th or the 20th? I'm trying to see. Let me see here. The 20th. So it's the 20th of April, 2025. And what you're seeing right now is Risk. So, global war is what we're still facing. And I'm that's all I'm saying about it. This is a game. It's a board game that I used to like to play, and I'm trying to get my son to play chess with me first. Chess is also a game of quote unquote war, but chess is more like Tetris. You're just trying to fit the pieces of a puzzle game. So chess is a puzzle game. This is a troop war game, and when you try to take over the lands, we get all that. So we understand. Right now, I got Russia highlighted, but as you can see, I can move it around. So this is real time that I'm doing things in. Right now, I got it highlighted on South Africa, right? Over here in Argentina. These are just like the general names. This is, Argentina would also be like Brazil. Oh no, not Brazil. What's also right next to Argentina? See, now I forget. Peru, Venezuela is a big topic one today. Um, all of Mexico is or they call it Central America. So that's Central America is Mexico and um, you know I gotta redo all my geography, but it's doing, it's just generalizing it. See, we got Alaska, but there's no Hawaii. You know, Hawaii's not big enough. Greenland is a big topic today. Iceland, Britain, Great Britain. Um, they got North Europe, but they don't have a Germany or anything like that. So, and then Russia is actually, so like this is North Europe, but Russia right on this South Europe. So in here is Germany somewhere, and Italy. So that's South Europe. West Europe would be your Spain and your Portugals, right? So where is Ukraine? Ukraine is already in Russia. Middle East, India, right? Afghanistan, right here. So Ukraine is already in this game. See the way this game is mapped out. Ukraine is already a part of Russia, and Ural is not a part of Russia, and you still got Siberia, you know. But Russia was a united kind of a. All of this was like Russia at one point, just like America is these two, like you got Eastern and Western USA. Um, and then Canada is several. It's not a state, just one state. So, but you got Eastern Ontario and Alberta, um, and then Northwest Territory. So, but this is all Canada and Alaska. But so what you know the leaders are trying to determine what the borders are, and therein is the warfare that's going on. But I'm not going to elaborate more than that. That's all the politics, quote unquote politics, that I wanted to talk about when it comes to this game. It's my move. Like, I started this game with my son almost 2 years ago now, and it was a lesson on tactics, um, you know, of the board game, and how to build alliances, and how to negotiate, you know, and understand it's just, you know, some people are gonna get backstabbed when dealing with this kind of scenario. So it's four quote unquote leaders, myself and three computer generated colors, green, red, and white. I am the yellow states, as you can see, like for example, India is our ally. Only have one troop in there. It's not looking good because the Middle East, like South Asia, can't take them, but the Middle East might take over India, for example. You know, Russia and Russia's pretty big, but as you can see, Russia's surrounded. So, you know, the red could take over Russia and northeast, you know, North Europe. So one of those might go too, you know, might switch over to another color, you know, just kind of like we do with political parties. What I'm trying to demonstrate here is that you need at least four colors to cover a whole map. That's a different kind of mathematics, but we'll get more into that later on too. I'm trying to stay exactly on the topic at hand. The topic that I started with is chapter 1, elementary logic. The the course, or the subject that I'm referring to is algebraic logical theory, or tautology, right? ALT, algebraic logical theory, right? It's a book that I wrote, and it's available on Amazon. It's coming soon. You know what I mean? Like you know, but I'm freestyling the book to help people understand some basic mathematical skills, so that, you know, we can build our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and help just to help everybody achieve freedom, justice, and equality. Therein we get into trouble because some people want to call it diversity, equity, and inclusion. And there's many issues with that diversity, equity, and inclusion, and that's why Donald Trump is trying to get rid of those policies, because his claim is that they're racist. And as a black man, yes, they are some of the most racist policies ever created. Right? It's people telling me I have to up on my own bootstraps, or I'm not being discriminated against. It's like, you know, I'm being discriminated against. It's easy. It's not hard to understand, right? So I need, you know, help because of what they did using those policies, and of course they're denying that those policies was the issue, that it was me. Or that it was other black men. Like, but a lot of black men that I talk to, they understand. Like, yo, we understand, and that's why they told me we're not going to vote for Kamala Harris, because those policies were specifically geared towards the destruction of black brotherhood of man, fatherhood of God. There it is. It's not hard to understand. Because under the fatherhood of God, the first commandment is love God. Period. That's the first commandment. Now, as soon as I say that, the sinners want to argue. Of course, the sinners want to argue. They argue about the 10 Commandments every day, like a bunch of fools, because they're lying. The first commandment is love God. I'm keeping it as simple as possible. Right? You have to start with one word. We'll start with love. Second word, God. No, but in this case, love is the action. God is the object. You want love to be the object. and God to be the action, then say God love. But God isn't an action. Yes, God is an action, and He's a noun, pronoun, verb. God is the creator of all this. Now we're supposed to seek seek the wisdom of the Lord in the teachings of God in order to understand God. But when we sit there arguing on who's the Lord, and it's like, well, we'll say the Lord was here year zero. All right, cool. So now we give the Lord the name Jesus, and today is the day he rises from the dead, or they checked the tomb and his body wasn't there. So it's the search of, now we have to find the body of Christ again. I'm not trying to explain Christianity. I'm explaining the logic of loving God. So, love God is the first commandment. Obey it and have fun doing it. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I just pointed this out because this is the game that the Russians and America, so Donald Trump, and they're allies. He's allies with Russia, right? And then now we're going to try to take over all of the white. All right, now Great Britain is saying that they don't have any alliances in here, like, so none of this is really white anyway. So they want this back, right? So we have to, America, we should give this back, and then get rid of this red and all this white over here. Right? Because now y'all claiming this land, but now y'all trying to take over it. Like, this is not irony here. Like, what I mean, seeing how, what is green? I guess green is the Africans. The black people. Green must be the black people, right? Because you can see, so we down in Australia. Some of us are up in here. Like, if I consider myself black, right? But I'm the yellow, or the gold, I like to say. But we'll come back to this later. It's my move. What should I do, right, for next time? Should I fortify my troops here in America and take over Mexico, and try to defend myself against the white people up here? The red Indians. The red is the Indians or whatever. But we'll figure all that out, and it's like, why you got to make it racial? It's racism is nothing more than favoritism of self, right? It is what it is. It's favoritism of self. You're supposed to have favoritism of loving God. First, love God. All right. All right, that's all I wanted to say on that. I got to repeat that 100 times. I know. But as you can see, I'm setting it up with the Doom. So here's the Doom. I got Doom 1, 2, and 64. These are the only 3 that I have. They was on sale for $1 or something like that. So I bought them one day. My Doom 64 isn't working. So, in fact, let me take a picture of it just like this, and I can I'll take it here too. Okay, so yeah, I might use that in the, or one of them in the as the what's the name, thumbnail or whatever. So, but yeah, this is Doom 1. So I'm just sharing a little Doom 1 here, and we'll figure out the all the above, and giving them a chance to show you all the people that put together to create this. 1993 is when Doom first came out. Doom isn't the first person shooters is what they're called. Doom isn't the first one. I think Wolfenstein might be the first one, and it grew from there. It's called a first person shooter because you're seeing it through the eyes of. Hopefully it works. It's acting like it ain't loading no more. All right. Oh well. See the drama. So now I might have to reinstall all these games on the. It might be the chip that might be acting up on it. So I gotta figure out. It might be. I might have some corrupted files or something. Let's see if Doom 2 works. No, let's try that one more time. Cause that's weird to me. So, but yeah, this is Volathan Modulus Tautology. Um, you know, I can. The subject matter is still the same. Uh, where we at here, time wise? I gave y'all 16 minutes. That's all. You know what I mean? I just wanted to share a little bit of the gameplay, and I don't know why it froze on us. You know, or just went completely blank screen and didn't start sharing some of the game. Like, why is it doing that? I don't know. So we will. Things I gotta figure out with the Switch. See what's going on with the system. Why isn't it working right? Um, Probably got to do some kind of diagnostic on it, on the thing. When you move files around too much, it's things with the filing system. So it's probably searching for files or something like that. And this is what happens with all kind of operating systems and things of that nature. Yeah, it's just bugging on me. So let's try Doom 2. See if that works. You know. So, and it might be this controller or something. I got a bum controller. You know, my other controller broke, so it might be something to do with the controller even. Um, or I should hook up the my son got a pretty good Bluetooth controller that I could reinstall to it, but I'm I'm kind of waiting to see if it's the load time, but the load time shouldn't be this ridiculous, right? We're talking about a 1994 game. So, and if it's all three games now doing it, it's something else going on in the background that I got to figure out. So, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to upload this video. Right. So, some of the things we got to work on, and see that ain't work either. What in the world is going on? So maybe I can get us some 64 kind of movement or something, you know. So, but anyway, this is Volothet Modulus Tautology, coming here to help y'all with the psychology or even the philosophy of life. Um, you know, all things is good. So, but yeah, something's wrong with this. The system's out of whack. So I'm going to share this anyway to YouTube, um, just to give something different. I'll be back. I don't understand why my system isn't working. If anybody has any suggestions, y'all can do the same. Uh, this is weird. So I guess let me reboot my system and try back a little later, right? So there it is. Some Doom, I guess. The thumbnails look dope, and those that know the games, they know what to expect to say, to see some of the gameplay and stuff. I'll be back with more of it. Um, End up being a talk about Risk and instead, right? So so let me reboot my system. I'll try back a little later. I got some things that I'm gonna do. I'll cut this one short. As you can see, it's 11:41, and I'll be back a little later on. I think I'm gonna do a couple videos today. So we'll call this Doom Failure or something. And I'll be back to talk more about elementary logic, as we start to make better choices in life. Because that's all logic is making a choice, but flipping a coin and guessing heads or tails. But in the end, it's still a guess, right? And the main person or main being or the main entity in control is one God, our Father, or the time. Hip hop life, love one. As God is love, hip hop is life, time is holy. Money is nothing more than a fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist. So start to understand that economics is the art of making the most out of life, not robbing and stealing from each other for false pride or glory. I'll holler at y'all later. Children, enjoy the day. Find some good eggs and stuff. You know what I mean? That's what the day is really for. It's for the children. Same with Christmas. It ain't for us, right? Y'all act like it's for us, and y'all just want to get drunk and out of control and harm the children. Stop harming the children. Instead, that's why Doom. Maybe that's why the game ain't working. It's like you should be playing this evil game on such a glorious day, and it's like you're right. My fault. I'll be back with some more Animal Crossing. This is Volathan Modulus Tautology. I'll be back. Talk to y'all later. Peace.